Hey guys, and welcome back to Left on Red. It's your girl, Sierra. We haven't chatted in a little bit. We haven't chatted in a little bit. I'm so excited to be talking to you guys. I'm sorry if my voice sounds raspy. I saw Beyonce a few days ago and I am still fully recovering. Um, but today's episode is titled Sacrifice Season, and I'm gonna be chatting a little bit about the 2 weeks ish that I took off, which I did not really want to take off, but I felt like I needed to. Um, the sacrifices that I feel like some of the sacrifices I feel like I've been making, I feel like that we all have to be making, and just the season that we're going through in life. And I think collectively, a lot of you guys can relate to this episode. I think to me, it's just a bit of that eye-opening episode of what should I be doing and being okay with where you're at in life. So just come on this journey with me from the last time we chatted, mid-July, to now, to what I've learned, what I'm going through, um, and finding peace within that, which I think is really important. So let's chat and fully catch up. I want to know what you guys been up to. I'm going to post today. I've literally not posted on the account in a while. I've been posting some stories, but I haven't been posting on the account. I want to know what you guys are up to and some of the sacrifices that you guys feel like you've made in your journey to get to where you want to be. So let's start back with the last episode that I recorded. I feel like I left you guys on a bit of like a cliffhanger, like a very cryptic message. I listened to it and I was like, oh man, it leaves a lot of room for questions that sadly I cannot fully answer. As you guys know, this podcast mainly is about my life and about us growing together. So I'm very transparent. I tell you guys what's going on all the time. And legally, right, I can't fill in all those gaps, sadly. However, what I can say is I thought I was on a path to be helped, and in between that, so many different things happened that had nothing to do with who I was thought that would help me, and then that had to, and just just a, a lot of life events occurred in a very short amount of time, and it just kind of left me in a feeling of like I'm stuck and I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, and I had to figure some things out legally and make sure that Left on Red was good. So that's pretty much all I can say. Unfortunately, I would love to talk to you guys. Like I said before, I would never say anyone's names or companies or anything like that. But legally, that's pretty much all I can say. Um, and that situation taught me a few things that I can talk about is before getting into a new venture, whatever that may be. Obviously, the podcast is what this is about, but anything you're doing, career, personally, you have an idea, whatever's going on, you need to use your discernment, okay? Which is the intuition that we all have. First, use that, right? Second, use fact, okay? And have a friend, get a lawyer, a friend who's a lawyer, reread any contracts, reread anything you're going into, reread any program, regulations, terms of service, whatever. Read again and again and again. Because we all know a lawyer's a bit pricey. If you have a friend who's a lawyer, if you know somebody who does read, read, read. I cannot express that enough before you sign your name on a dotted line. Do not be persuaded or doughy eye, because it's either a company or a person you really want to work for. Read what you're going into first before you sign anything. One, that's a major thing I learned. Two, not everything that glitters is gold. And I really want to stress that. Not everything that glitters is gold. In a day of social media, and I'm sure we've all heard this, people are faking the fake. They're faking the funk. And what we see on social media, people really do sell you a life on social media. Like, this is the life I'm living and I'm so great. And they're really not. They are really not. So just because you see someone, again, I think these are all things that should be like common knowledge, right? But it happens to us. And that's why I'm saying it. Have discernment, read your contract, and don't get sold a dream on social media. Because trust me, they're not living that life in real life. It's a struggle like everybody else is going through. Those are the 3 things I learned, which is why, and I decided to take some time off from the pod so I can really like figure out the podcast, the reputation of the podcast, what I wanted it to be. And it did put me in a, like, I wasn't depressed, but I was a bit, melancholy because I felt like things weren't progressing in a way, or it was looked at in a certain way, and I had to make sure I had to protect it. And yeah, that did make me a bit sad. And so I had to figure that part out. But like I say all the time, the podcast is my baby. I love the podcast. I truly love when you guys get to DM me and we get to talk and further talk. When you guys disagree with me, I love that too. I share when people disagree with me in the best way possible to, again, provoke thought, to have thought-provoking conversations, and to really get fresh perspectives, which is what Left on Red is all about. So Left on Red, as we know, it's about us growing together professionally, career-wise, personally, and learning how to get left on red, learning how to grow from that. That is the beauty of it. And moving forward, I would never let anyone take away Left on Red, the value of it to me. I fully feel like it's protected, and I'm really excited about that and ready to move forward with a lot of new episodes and what we're going to continue to do and grow here in this community. So that's a bit of an update. I know it's super vague. I truly don't like that I have to be super vague with you guys, but hopefully you guys can kind of fill in the gaps on your own of the things I did say. But let's move into talking about sacrifices, because I feel like I'm in a season of sacrifice. And growing up, my mom, even like a few years ago, my mom would say to me, like, Sierra, you have to give something up for the other. Life is not a game. It's not a joke. You can't just play, play, play. And I always had the attitude of, I can have it all, which you should still have that attitude. I was like, I can have it all. I can have the house, I can have the traveling, I can have the job, I can have the school, I can have it all. So I don't think life is a joke. I think I can have it all. That was always my attitude. And my mom would say, life is not a game. Like, you have to pick one or the other. Like, you have to pick something over the other. And I pretty much live my life with the attitude of I can have it all, which is a great attitude to have, by the way. But obviously a few weeks ago, even a few months ago, I was like, I have to give something up, in the sense of I have to pull back on a few things to make my dreams happen. And I was on TikTok one day and I saw a TikTok that it was relating to how I felt. And this girl called it sacrifice season. I wish I remember the creator, but I'm pretty sure you can find it if you types like sacrifices in TikTok. I'm sure she'll be at the top. But it's the season that you have to go through, which is maybe a few months, probably even a year, okay? Depending on your goals. Because we talked about goal setting a few episodes ago. And what do we want to see come from this summer and even into the end of the year? We had to check in, guys. So we should always be looking at our goals. But having certain goals in mind, okay? Goals, again, SMART goals that are attainable, okay? They're measurable, things that you want to achieve. And drastically pulling back on things you do in your life. And that's if it's going out to eat, if it's going out to your friends, it's really honing down and doing the work. It's being in that grind season, whether that's again for 3 months, 4 months, or even a year. What do I have to do to meet this goal? And what do I have to drastically pull it back on? And I feel like I'm in a season of sacrifice. And this may sound a bit shallow because, of course, I live in New York and people are doing something literally every single day. Even on a Tuesday night, people have plans. And so there's always major FOMO going on. Oh, this person's going out and I'm not, and I'm staying in, and I have to save and I have to do that. But I have to make those, sacrifices, right, of going out, which to me is not like a huge sacrifice, but it feels like it. It definitely is. I right now can't have it all because I don't have certain things together. And I want to know, how do you guys feel in your life again, about that? Do you feel like you have to pull back? And maybe it's not something like going out all the time, right? But pulling back on your time that you spent with friends, maybe with family, and really honing down and doing the work. Because I feel that. I even feel more selective in the type of friends and company that I keep. I don't want to be friends with everyone. Sorry, I don't. I think if you asked this a few months ago, I would have said, I don't want to feel isolated. I don't want to be by myself. Not that I can't be, because as we all know, in the Eat, Pray, Love episode, I do a whole story about traveling solo. No, it's, I think was so traumatized from the pandemic that I'm like, I want to constantly be around friends and good people and in good energy and going out and having this social life. Nothing is wrong with that, but do it with good people. Do it with people that love you and care about you, and the feeling is mutual. I am pulling back drastically from friends who I feel don't meet the energy I meet as a friend. And it's hard. That's really hard when you hold someone as a friend. And we talked about this in the tier 1 and tier 3 episode. And even these past few weeks, guys, I feel like I have been treated as a tier 3 friend to people I considered a tier 1. It's happened. It has happened to me. That's painful. I'm giving time and energy and reaching out, making plans to people who didn't even think twice about me and only wanted to hang out last minute because they saw me as a convenience friend. And that's the truth. And that hurts. That truly, truly hurts. And so I'm in a season right now where I'm reevaluating who I give my time, who I give my energy to. I'm not afraid to cut anybody off. It's okay. Like, I am pulling back time in certain places and reevaluating where it's going to make sure I hone down on my goals and what I want to see for me, what I want to see for Left on Red. I have an exciting project in the works that I think I'll be able to share, if not in the August 9th episode, the week after that. Because it's good. Like, I think you guys are gonna absolutely love it. But I didn't get to that point until I had took time off, right? Honed down and said, I have to do the work. If I want these things to happen, I physically have to get it together and do the work. And I can have it all, but because I want it all, I can't I can't give my time to all, to people who don't care about me, think that of me as tier 3, to going out, spend money on a rooftop party, to going out to drinking, to going to every party. Don't get me wrong, we should be enjoying our lives. I'm not saying, like, stay alone and figure it out alone. Like, I don't like to encourage that type of mindset ever. I like to always encourage to be around people who care about you, good people, and spend time alone and be happy with you. Don't spend time alone being like, well, I'm healing. And you're just sitting in a room by yourself in the dark. That's not healing. That's isolation. That's full on abandonment. Don't do that. I don't agree with that. I do agree with saying I'm going to have a solo day or days or even a solo week because I'm burnt out of people. And then this week, even if you don't have a goal towards your career or anything like that, maybe your goal is just to give somebody a compliment every day. Maybe your goal is to put yourself first and wake up early, work out, and make breakfast 3 days out the week, right? These don't have to be crazy goals, but it's goals that are self-improvement, goals for you, or just real simple goals. Like, I'm going to take my car to get the engine checked or something. I don't drive anymore, so I forget. I don't drive anymore. I haven't driven in a few years. So whatever you have to do, maybe that's just your goal, is to cook yourself dinner. And that's it. Maybe that's just the goal. So I'm in this season of reevaluation, figuring a lot of things out for myself, to be better for myself and for the pod, to continue to do better as a friend. And I'm pulling back a lot. And I'm not starting it next week. I'm not going to start on Monday. I'm starting today. I'm pulling back who I give my time to, my energy to. And I am full on month of August putting things together. And I want to know, where are you guys at in your stage? Are you guys going through a sacrifice season? Are you guys feeling any breakups, friendship breakups, relationship breakups? Look, a lot of planets are going retrograde. If you don't know what that means, it means a planet is spinning backwards. It's a lot more than what I am just said. I like astrology, but I'm honestly, guys, I cannot articulate what's really happening in the sky. I just read about it. I see if it relates to my sign. I'm a Scorpio, and I get moving on with the day. But what I do know is that Venus is in retrograde, which is a sign of like love and relationships, I believe. Mercury is about to go retrograde, which is a sign of communication. So a lot of miscommunication, misalignment, breakups, getting back together. A lot of these things are going to be happening just because how the stars and planets are aligning pretty much from now into about mid-September. So I'm pretty sure we'll be doing another episode on what the fuck is happening in the stars. I wouldn't be surprised. So if you're feeling any of that, let me know. Okay, let me know. I have a lot of plans, a lot of ideas that I have been told to hold off until September. I have things already in the works that just cannot be held off to, but I do feel a bit stagnant. I feel like I want this to get moving quicker, or I want to be doing something faster. And it's been a bit stagnant. So I'm going to just say planets are in retrograde. I'll get to them when I get to them, to my ideas. But I want to know, are you guys feeling this? Because I feel like I am not the only one feeling like there's been a lot of breakups, or I'm personally doing friendship breakups, or I just feel like things are in a weird place right now. And I think when things are starting to feel uncomfortable, that's the best time. It's a scary time. I am getting scared, but I'm like, this is the best time to get shit moving. Even if it feels stagnant, start putting puzzle pieces into place, okay? So I want to know, how do you guys feel? What's going on? And I miss you guys. I love you guys. This is the first episode after a little hiatus. I hate having a hiatus. It just puts a lot of pause in the podcast. It slows things down. Again, things are in retrograde. We're getting things slowed down. I don't like it, but we're back. We're full steam ahead. And I'm telling you guys, the project I'm working on is so exciting. I can't wait to get your feedback on it. But again, if not in the August 9th episode, it'll be in the episode after, or if after the August 9th episode, I'll do a bonus episode for you guys. But exciting projects on the way. new possible interesting life update on the way. Maybe more travel. Maybe I'm moving. I'll let you guys are going to find out all the details, right? But don't want to speak too soon. Things have to kind of like fall into place and we'll go from there. But let me know what you guys think. What are you guys going through in this season of sacrifice, of growth? What are you pulling back from? And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.